All right, so today's video actually was inspired by a voicemail that I got from one of my private clients. James Hudson sent a phenomenal question in. So thank you for doing this, James. And today's question is going to focus on how specifically, getting really granular, okay, that you need to handle the listing process when you use an agent on the MLS, okay? And this is so important because this could literally mean the difference between making $10,000 on a deal or over six figures. And you'll hear today from specifically from James's question. So I'm going to play the question, and then I'm going to specifically go through step by step how you should list a property on the MLS. So here we go.
Good afternoon and happy Friday. This is James Hudson. Alejandra graciously provided this number and said to leave a message. So that big deal that I told you about, that we've got those 3 properties that we're selling, went live last night. My agent followed the instructions that you provided in terms of how to phrase it. And she put into the agent remarks that there's a one-time basically showing window from 1 to 2 tomorrow and Saturday. Send your buyers is basically what she put in there. And then those comments, of course, matriculated out into Zillow and whatnot. Now, she hasn't gotten a single email or call from any agents with questions or anything at all. And there have been no officially scheduled appointments by agents for that 1 hour. I don't know if that's just something that's normally not going to happen anyways or what. But the fact that she didn't get any emails with questions is kind of what is throwing us. So is this normal, or do you think we need to look at our price or maybe make a tweak? I can provide the link to the MLS as well as Zillow if you wanted to see it for yourself. My cell phone is... Thanks, and looking forward to hearing back.
So James, great question. And if you're watching this on YouTube or you're listening on your favorite podcast platform, this is for you. So one of the most important things when you're selling to a cash buyer or listing through a real estate agent, either on an Ovation or you're trying to sell to a cash buyer on the MLS, the important thing is you're trying to create scarcity, competition, and urgency among your buyers, right? And so it is your job, really your agent's job, to make sure that happens, okay? So the first step when you list a property on the MLS, whether you're trying to get a cash buyer or a retail buyer, is you want to create scarcity. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have the agent just say, call me for access. Okay, so list that on the MLS and you're going to say, call me for access. So basically all the agents, all the buyer's agents are going to start to call the listing agent. Okay, that's going to be really important that you differentiate between those two. The person that you have your property listed with as your buyer, okay, as a buyer, excuse me, and you're going to be selling that property, is going to be, again, your listing agents. And they are going to be marketing the property on the multiple listing service, and buyer's agents are going to be calling them. So your listing agent's going to put their phone number in the remarks on the multiple listing service. And all that agent is doing, their first job, is to get people at the property at the same time. Okay, not one person, not 2 people, but like 5, 10, 15, 20, even 45 people if they can get them there, right? That's their only job on that first phone call. Okay, so they're going to say, call me for access. Now, your agent needs to create a sense of urgency and excitement around that first, what I call an inspection. Don't call it an open house, okay? Call it an inspection. Now, the agent's going to say, listen, I can get you there, but you got to get there really quick. I expect the property to go immediately. So what I'd like you to do is meet me there at 10 o'clock tomorrow. And the agent says the same thing to everyone, right? Hey, this property's going to go. You got to get there really quickly. Meet me tomorrow at 10 a.m. if you want the deal. Now, the agent's not going to be like, hey, this is going to be... you're going to have to come up on price. There's no negotiating. She's just saying, get your rear end to that property. Why? Because you want a lot of people there, right? You want to set no expectations, and your agent should make your potential buyers and their agents feel like they will miss out on the property if they don't get to the property at this inspection date. So that's the first thing. And when they get there, your potential buyers and their potential agents are going to see that other people want this property. That is step one. Now, James, I know you had talked about listing that time in the MLS. You want to, again, get away from that and then just say, call me for access. That way your agent has more control. Number two is you want to list the property at a price where you know there's going to be a lot of interest. So let's say, you're trying to get 240 or 250 for a property. You shouldn't list it for 240 or 250. You should list it for 220, 230. That way people perceive this as a good deal. And I can't tell you how many people are scared to do this because they feel like they're going to have to accept 220 or 230. And that's not what you have to do. Okay. You have to accept or you get to accept the highest offer. And so when you get a lot of people to the property and you do what I'm telling you to do, right? All the buyers are going to see all the other buyers there. And now they know that they're going to need to come up higher to get the deal. And so initially, maybe they thought they were going to be able to pay 220 or 230. But now because they see that excitement and they saw that low price and now they know they're competing, now they're going to come in with higher offers. Hopefully your 230, your 240, and 250. And the reason why I'm using that number is ironically, James did this deal and originally he thought he was going to sell it for 210, 220, listed it low, and eventually got an offer for 250 and actually made 6 figures on this deal. And so I know that James sent in this question, but this came in a couple of weeks ago. And so I'm answering it on this podcast or this video. And the end result was that James got a ton of people to this inspection. The agent did their job. They created competition and offers came in over asking. So I hope that answers your question, James. And if you're watching this, anyone else who's watching this, let me know in the comments or send me an email anytime at support@nolimitsrealestateinvesting.com if you've got a question, and I will talk to you on the next episode.